Today we're going to break down open loops, this hidden Jedi mind trick that is quite literally being used on you every single day, all around you, and chances are you haven't even really noticed. Yet, it's one of the most powerful tools when it comes to influence. And once you understand this, it's going to be like seeing behind the Matrix, but more on that in a minute. Have you ever wondered why Netflix series are so bingeable? So bingeable, in fact, that it could be 3 hours past your bedtime, 2 hours past when you said this is the last show, yet you find yourself just compulsively clicking next episode. Well, oftentimes it's because when you are watching a show, and you've probably noticed this, right? Like midway through, you're like, dang, things are kind of slow. I should probably just pause it here and go to bed. In fact, that would be the easiest place to pause because by the end of the episode, the main character has a gun in his face and it goes black. And so you hit the next episode, like, what's going to happen? And then the next episode opens up on a completely different character, leaving that open loop in your brain. And now you won't see what happens after the screen went black with the gun in his face until midway through the episode, or sometimes even a couple episodes down the line, right? So it won't happen until midway through an episode, but by that point, someone else has just about fallen off a cliff. It seems like they are a lost cause, but it transitions to another storyline. You see, leaving open loops in the brain is like when you get that text from your partner or your spouse that says, we need to talk later. And then for the rest of the day, your mind is consumed trying to find closure to that loop. In fact, think about how I started this video. In your brain, you already went, because I left an open loop. Now, this is not one of those, okay, in this specific part of a sales interaction, you want to use this exactly. This is more of a big picture concept. And once you grasp the concept, you'll be able to apply it pretty much anywhere, from your content to masterclasses and webinar presentations to Messenger as you're booking calls to sales calls, just to interactions with people at networking events. This is going to turn you into a ninja if you apply it. Now, I'm going to get into some practical examples in a second, but first is another open loop. So I'm going to stop with you, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and walk you through a couple practical examples now that I can tell this concept is starting to land for you. Now that I've got my own version of the handy dandy slide deck pulled up, let's go ahead and look at some practical examples. Now, when I am running a masterclass or I'm on stage giving a talk on sales, this is one of my favorite methods of creating an open loop in someone's brain to keep them engaged and captivated throughout the presentation, while also seeding the sale from the first thing that I do on the back end. So I will say, for example, all right, so today we're going to shortcut your next 7 figures in sales. And I wish that I had time today to show you all of the keys that you will need in order to do so. For example, like the objection handling matrix, breaking down belief systems, hypnotic storytelling to implant beliefs, indirect selling to pre-handle objections before they even come up, and learning how to sell at scale. But unfortunately, due to the fact that we only have about 30 minutes today, I'm going to focus on indirect selling to pre-handle objections because if you can't understand this, the rest will be irrelevant. But once you nail this, everything else will start to fall in place and you will be blown away by how powerful of a communicator you can become. So what I'm doing with this is I'm showing them, hey, so here's all the things you need in order to have this, right? But unfortunately, we don't have time to get into all of that today, so I'm going to hammer down on this one. In doing so, we're leaving all of these things as open loops in their brain. So if I tie my offer in at the end to being able to do this by capitalizing on all of these other things that they haven't yet learned, it will be a much more compelling offer. And in doing so, it allows me to actually put together a legitimately valuable presentation and over-deliver, making them feel like, wow, this guy is not just some webinar quack that doesn't teach anything. You can teach. You can legit teach. But you've left open loops in their brain, so even though you're giving away some secret sauce, they have this feeling in the back of their mind that there's so much more that I could have. Next, you can use stuff like this in your content. So I actually noticed one of my buddies did a great job of this a couple days ago in his content. He was breaking down subscription model businesses, right? And so he's like, there's 3 things that you need to have in order to do this. And so he breaks it all down. Right? And he says, seeing as how I've already fulfilled on my promise of adding this to your business, how about we over-deliver? I'll give you 1/3 thing, something that is stupid simple, something that will frankly piss you off as to why you didn't do this thing sooner. That'll be the next post. Talk soon. Open loop in your brain. It's compelling you to stick around and look for the next episode, right? Highly effective. You can also use this kind of concept, for example, in Messenger or on a triage call to actually seed the value of the call itself, such that you have a much higher rate of people actually showing up for the calls, and they show up excited for the calls. Instead of presenting a call like, well, hey, why don't we hop on a call and see if I can help you out? No, it's not compelling. However, if you were to say something simple like, well, I'm happy to break down for you what my most successful clients are doing to solve that issue, and it's probably more simple than you'd think. It's just a bit much to type out here, and I'm about to head out for dinner. So would it be appropriate if I suggested we find some time later this week so I can lay it out for you? Boom. Or let's say you're on a triage call. right? And you've now effectively diagnosed someone, and it makes sense to book a sales call. Well, you want to have them asking questions. Oh my gosh, well, how does that work? You go, hey, I'm happy to break down for you what my most successful clients are doing right now to solve that issue. And frankly, it's probably a lot more simple than most people think. It's just a bit much to unpack here, and I'm about to head out the door for dinner. So why don't we do this? I'll take a look at my calendar, see if there's any open availability in the next 2 days, and we'll see if we can make something work. Sound good for you? Now, another way we can do this is like this, right? So dropping, hey, there's these things that you must have in order to accomplish results. And today I'm going to break down the one that the rest rely on to work. You can use this in a post. You can use this in a presentation. You can even do this when you're talking to someone at an event. You're like, oh man, it's funny. My clients that have dealt with the same thing, they all fall into 3 categories. Like there's 3 things I need to focus on. And the first one is this, right? Start breaking it down. Oh shit, I gotta bounce. Maybe we could connect a little bit later on if it would make sense for you to look at the other 2. One more thing. You can use this in the context of a sales interaction, right? So you are going through and diagnosing someone using the 7 questions framework. So let's just say they have actually uncovered their pain points and they're like, well, what would you do about it? If you go to how, you're going to sabotage your sale, okay? So don't ever go to how on calls. You can stick just to what and why, but an effective transition to leave that as an open loop in someone's brain is like, you know what? I can see actually what's going on. And it's a pretty simple fix actually, but before we get into that, a couple more questions for you just to make sure we're on the right track. So you just leave it as an open loop in their brain. And just like earlier on when I knocked on the desk and I left it there, you are captivating interest the same way that Netflix does. So I hope this is making sense for you. I suggest rewatching this video now at least twice to take note of all of the open loops that I have left for you, because there are other examples that I didn't explain, and it's just up to you to find out where they are. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.